Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen.
Okay, Dr. Grand-Pichet, next question. I have a 6-year-old, have been following ABA since he was 2. He has made great strides. Only thing he is not able to catch up with is language fluency. With him now more able to tell me, I think he has aphasia, which is choosing right words and good language. How can we help him with this in terms of ABA? He gets frustrated easily, not able to put across his point. Also, this is a big turnoff for social skills and peer relations.
Yep, great question. And what a very, very involved and observant parent. Wonderful. So I would suggest, if this was a child that I was treating, I would suggest using visuals as an organization system for him. And let me back up a little bit and explain what I mean. So we often are, when we learn things, when you're learning language at a typical level or rate, you have the opportunity as a child to classify things in your brain in a way that retrieval is organized and it's possible. So for example, you learn, I don't know, let's say labels of objects, right? And they're in the form of what we call commands or requests first. And that is usually what happens when you're very young, 1, 2 years old. And these are like juice, mommy, toy, out, whatever, those types of things. And then gradually you'll learn, let's say, actions, and you'll start saying things like want this or running or whatever it is, and then you'll start to put sentences together, words together, and then you'll start like making those sentences a little bit more descriptive by putting in descriptors like big truck or colors or so on and so forth. And that's a normal process that occurs. And every time you learn something over a period of time, it's organized in a place so that next time when you want to think about, oh, what kind of truck was that? Big, or the adjectives that describe it can readily be retrieved. And it's only because when you learn them in a sequence. And so it was easy to kind of categorize them like a library. In other words, you had time to place them in a library that has a really good system of classification, okay? With our kids, they learn tons and tons of stuff in a very, very short period of time. So it's not as organized. Think of a library that doesn't have a classification system. So there's thousands of objects and actions and whatever else in there, but they're not connected to each other and organized in a way where retrieval is easy. So one of the ways that I've found is very helpful for our kids who can't put their thoughts into vocalization or verbalization well is writing or keywording. So if your child can either write or teach him to type, any kind of written material allows us to organize much, much better. So depending on the functioning level of your child, I would either give him a lot of cutout words and have them put it in sequence, or I would use an actual computer and teach him to write things, move words around. And that will really, really help him figure out how to organize his thoughts before they come out. You might also want to color code the words. One of the things that we do, there's a lot of programs like this in Skills. We color code things. So like, for instance, depending on what his issue is, sometimes we will put in like, okay, all the verbs are in red, all the adjectives are in green. Something that allows the child to kind of pull from a series of, let's say, here's a bunch of like subjects, and here's a bunch of verbs and here's a bunch of direct objects, and now I'm going to pull them and make a sentence. And that kind of activity really just helps the child become a lot more fluent in their thinking. The more they can develop and design sentences in writing, the faster their thinking will be, and it'll translate to more fluent vocalization. Now, that aside, you can also just be practicing fluency. And fluency is seed. So a lot of the fluency lessons that we do are timed. So you should start with something very, very easy so that it is rewarding. You do not want your child failing. And maybe just, labels of objects or 3-word descriptors of it is truck, it is car, it is whatever. Make it a little bit longer, like, what is this? It's a red truck. What size is it? That kind of stuff, like very basic stuff until you get to more advanced language. But time the response. Try to get a baseline, figure out how long it takes for your child to respond, and then try to speed that up. Now, that's the second idea. The third thing I want you to pay attention to is sometimes with our kids, they have a hard time with verbalizing something because their mind is distracted. Not because it's a fluency issue, but because their mind is somewhere else. If that's the case, then it's a whole different procedure, because then we're talking about distractibility. So, make sure that this is a fluency issue, and if it is, that those were some of the ways that you can help improve it.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.